one of the things that we have a webinar, we talk about confident leadership. That's one of our favorite ones we give. But like in that webinar, we talk a lot about what we call the three deaths of the modern leader.
Mhm.
And a lot of these really do come from that lack of confidence. And so I'll just kind of give a quick summary of those, just because they're very important for
Yeah.
people to be aware of. So the first one is the first death. First of the three deaths is self-sabotage. So self-sabotage is the idea of your sacrificing your long-term success for your short-term comfort. So it's really about prioritizing your comfort zones. You do what you know, so because that's what's comfortable to you, and you're really not willing to move beyond that. So we've seen this with kind of some clients that are concerned about the effectiveness of some of their managers, because the managers kind of keep doing the same things over and over again instead of trying to expand their skills. A lot of times it's because the managers aren't fully properly trained, and actually to do the new stuff is almost like they're supposed to just absorb this stuff kind of passively or download it from the cloud. They really don't know how they're supposed to have this new knowledge if they're not trained. But there is that sense of the person's not willing to take the risk, so everything is defaulting to their
Yeah.
comfort zone. So and that could be
This
a
is
very
especially true if there's no psychological safety in the workplace and people are scared to make mistakes.
Absolutely, yeah. And so it really is something that is a very common thing, especially when people are often when they're promoted through we do see this kind of a little bit more often when people are promoted through seniority, is they stick to what they know.
Yeah.
And they stick to what worked before, whether it still works now, sort of thing. So that really is a common problem that kind of arises from that. So the second death of the modern leader is self-preservation. And this is something where people are preoccupied with approval or making popular decisions. They're about making sure that they are going to have this job again tomorrow. So it's very much about their main focus is on themselves and maintaining the appearance of competency through making sure that everything that they do is either popular or will have a glowing recommendation from everyone. So very
It's
safe
people
place.
pleasing, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just trying to, if you are always constantly trying to make everybody happy because you can't stand anybody being mad at you, I'm sorry, but you probably are not right for a leadership position, because a manager, a leader, you're going to make decisions that are unpopular. If you're not making decisions that are unpopular with somebody,
Mhm.
then at some point in your career, then you're probably falling into this trap,
Right.
because the nature of leadership and management, you cannot please everybody all the time. You have to be comfortable with the fact that at certain points, some people are going to like you more or less than others.
Yeah. And the thing too is that, this is something that is very evident when people feel out of their depth, or they feel unprepared for the position,
Yeah.
that it's more like, I don't want to make the hard decision, so I'll just do what is popular.
Yeah.
And that's a very dangerous approach to take. When that's the only tool in your toolbox, then that can take you down a very dangerous road.
Yeah.
Um, so the third death, so the third of the three deaths is micromanagement. And this is one that probably doesn't require a lot of explanation, but this is people that get really into the weeds and they're more confident in doing the work rather than empowering others to do the work. So it's about, making sure that they have the control that they need, and that everything is being checked and rechecked, because they're wanting to make sure that they are doing what they're comfortable with, and what they're comfortable with is often tends to be the work itself, not leading and managing others to do the work.
This is my personal biggest pet peeve. I like micromanagement is, I just see it as an absolute death of a team.
Mhm.
I've experienced it way more than I would care to admit. It is, I really believe that micromanagement does not come from a place of just wanting to control everything necessarily. I believe that it comes from a place of not being confident in their abilities. I've seen wonderful people become terrible managers because they are not confident in their ability to lead others, to empower others, to trust others to do the job, because they have the proficiency of doing it. They know what that job should be. So they get into the weeds because that's where their confidence stems from. And they haven't built the confidence in themselves to be able to manage and lead others.